Well, hello, students and young minds. My name is Komo Davis. That's Komo. And I am a Sales Operations Analyst at Wolfspeed. And I'm going to be telling you a little bit about my journey as to how I got to that position in a kind of a non-traditional approach. So I currently reside in North Carolina in the city of Raleigh. And I have an education from a previous university, Duke University. I'm currently also a rising junior at Northeastern University, College of Professional Studies. And what I study there is information technology and project management. And that's what I mean when I say that my journey has been a little bit non-traditional. So finishing education at one university and joining different fields, I have a wide breadth of experience in a lot of different fields. Everything from record companies to customer service to entrepreneurial to insurance, life, health, sales, have all kind of combined to help me get to where I am. Now, what's interesting is I started a career journey and a career path coming from Amazon, working my way up from just stacking boxes and shifted over into their HR department and started doing some work with some technical components and some systems there. And I was able to kind of really find a level of passion with the information technology and the HRIS, which are the human resources information systems that were there. And that also helped me take advantage of some other educational programs outside of the university that I had been pursuing earlier. So I took a program through Google, which is an IT professional certification program online. And after finishing that program, I was offered the chance to join in Northeastern's program for information technology. Great, right? So taking all of that, and let's fast forward about 3 years or so, I joined Cree as an intern in project management, and I was able to experience one of the largest projects at that time. And I was doing more than just being the person to run and go get coffee, because let's face it, we were all working remotely at home. I wasn't getting coffee even for myself. So what we were doing was tracking data, cleaning up data, running analyst programs, and just making sure that the project portions were kept on track. And I really enjoyed that because that carried over from schoolwork that I did. And it happens, but it's rare that your classes and your schoolwork aligns directly with your work and your work experience, especially not simultaneously. Now, it may happen over time and you'll think back and like, oh wow, what I learned in Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so's class, I actually used out there in the real world. Yes, it does happen. It really does. But if you're lucky enough to get those two to align at kind of the same time, it's a great feeling because you're able to take advantage of that education and that experience in the moment. Now, in taking advantage of that internship program and gaining that experience, I shifted from the IT project management department and moved over into the global sales and enablement department. And I was still able to increase my experience and my participation with information technology because, as you know, computers, technology, information systems, the internet, networking, those all interconnect in a lot of different departments. And Wolfspeed is no different. That connectivity and that connection allows me to reach out across different departments within the organization and develop my skills as well as offer my areas of expertise on what subject matters that I'm familiar with. So bridging the gap between sales and information technology, which is pretty awesome because I get to work with both of my passions, sales and information tech. As you settle into your school classes and you're finding out what your real interests are, it's important to not just think about what am I going to do for a career? What am I going to do for a job? That very well may change as you get older and as you pursue your different interests. And that's perfectly fine, right? I will say do not be tied so heavily into what you think you might want to do right now in this very moment. because it may change. You may find that you have more passion about a totally different subject. And I would say that is where you want to pursue your career, or at least a hobby that you really care about. You know, if you're able to have your hobbies and your passions align with your career goals, you're doing phenomenal. Because obviously that's what we would all like to do, is have those things line up perfectly fine, right? So the interesting about that is I have a ton of experience in different areas, including martial arts. But I wasn't really able to push my fandom and expertise from martial arts into a career. Granted, I did that as an entrepreneurial aspect many years ago, but as a career, too difficult to really push that. However, being that I'm still able to practice my hobby, still make that a part of my everyday lifestyle and activity, like that's what I do when I wake up in the morning. Right? I no longer have a commute because I work from home, which is great. That's awesome, but that gives me time to like really get the energy flowing in the morning before I log into my work computer and check out what projects that I have for the day. Komo, what do you do day to day? Depends on the day, right? It's not a consistent, same task, mundane thing every day. And that is what I truly enjoy about it. Because I work on multiple different projects within the organization, and a lot of times that may be coordinating documentation, that may be running data analysis, it may be running software testing break fixes, which means there are pieces within the organization where we may decide that we want to use an updated form of technology, and in using that updated form of technology, I get to try and break it. I have a lot of fun because consistently I will break it. So what do I mean? So in those instances, I may get a request from the sales department to check out some updates that they made to one of our systems, which shows our sales team their leads, right? And I will take that information that shows what the new updates and improvements are supposed to be, and I will test those in a practice environment or a testing environment online to see if those work the way that they're supposed to. And I will do things that the agents are supposed to do, and then I will also take it a step further and click buttons that we don't expect them to click, but maybe they might do it just because either they're not paying attention or they really want to try something else, or something is not working for them. So it gives them the opportunity to try to do things that they normally may not necessarily do. And if that happens and it generates an error, wait, we've now determined there's a particular pathway that causes this to happen. So I have to backtrack, find that pathway, and then report that up to the software development team to say, hey, this is not supposed to work like this. How do we fix that? And that is a lot of fun. Outside of that, I work with a lot of people that are in the upper areas of the organization, just doing different project aspects, everything from planning to documentation to the execution of the various projects, and helping to make sure that there is some consistency throughout not just the department and the organization, but throughout the project itself, to make sure that our goals and interests are all aligned so that we have the best possible outcome. And those duties change from day to day, and that is something that I really thoroughly enjoy. What do you expect in a role like that? Like, how much do you want to get paid, right? Well, it depends on, first, your education and background and experience and things like that. But starting out, you may start out around anywhere from 45 to 55,000, and then I have seen ranges, especially in the information technology side and the project management side, topping out at six figures. So you're looking at anywhere from 85,000 to 105,000, just depending on what your expertise level is and the area where you live and your educational background. So I would say that the best thing that you can do if you're interested in pursuing something like that is take advantage of what you're learning in school. Do some extracurricular activities that are a part of that so that you get the best, well-rounded overall concept of what it is to work in that field. And then take that information and pursue an internship. If you can pursue an internship or with some type of cooperative learning where you're going to be immersed in the day-to-day activities or the actual work that goes on, it's going to help inform you as to whether or not that's something that you can see yourself participating in the future. And if it is, great, continue to do that. If not, that's okay too. You found what you don't like and what you don't want to do, and now you can expend those energies into pursuing something that you would really, actually, and truly enjoy. So I hope this chat was at least somewhat beneficial and helpful to y'all. Best of luck to all the students in your future studies and anything that you'd like to pursue. Just put your whole heart into it and have fun. Enjoy it.